and it's decaying, it's spreading out and giving out its heat that had been before compressed into solid. That thing which will occupy a cubic quarter of an inch swells, irradiates, it spirals its aroma around it, or its odors. And every other little particle around it does the same thing, expands and gives out its heat from one to the other. Till finally the heat passes the point of being able to just be hot without bursting into flame. The critical period arises and flame occurs, and people say there's a fire there caused by spontaneous combustion. Now, a life springs out from the planet in just the same way exactly. Everything that is accumulated in the planet, by folding it up, by compressing it, by winding it up tight, after it has left the sun and become a planet, gradually that releases itself, and the same spontaneous combustion takes place that produces other forms that we call life. Now, what are forms of life? A centrifugal spiral of an electric current is just as much life as your body is, because that is all your body is composed of. There is nothing else in your body but centrifugal spirals trying to keep themselves in centrifugal spirals, trying to keep your body compressed to a sufficient gauge of compression that it will keep your temperature normal, keep the little spheres of your body as they should be, properly polarized. But if they get out of bounds, and they get out of balance, they will heat themselves too much. They will extend their heat too much to each other. The doctor says, then you have a fever. That's spontaneous combustion. That is giving you more life than you want. More life than you want means death. Exceed the proportion of centrifugal force in you by that which is beyond what your wavelength of your own desires gives to you, and you'll expand and be returned, you'll expand very fast and be returned to the earth from which you came, because that excess of temperature that you call a fever is leading you to a very quick radioactive death and into a state of a slow step down for the next 40 years to which you're entitled. No, there's nothing spontaneous in nature. When the flies accumulate around the decaying peaches, the seed for those flies were in the peaches. That's a part of nature's plan. No body is created, accumulated body is created without accumulating the life principle in it, which will become life when your death makes it possible for it to appear as life. When your death, or the life of the death of a peach or anything else takes place, life will come from it. The life that is intended to express a purpose of using that surface for its own propagation and to dissipate that from which it came, and make use of it, so that it can disappear into the earth from which it came. And the process is a one of disintegration of one body by the reintegration of another one. That is what life is. Now, we always think of life in connection with our own lives, human beings, with the intelligence that we have that's centering this vast accumulation of millions and millions and millions of years of wound-up time, creating organic bodies like human lives which are centered in the same way that the various microbes are centered, are the same intelligence, but we have become aware of that intelligence centering us over the millions of years. But it is not the intelligence that's centering us that has anything whatsoever to do with the life of the body itself. Is there accepting the desire of that centering intelligence to produce a life. And desire in the seed produces life. And desire in the entire universe is purposeful. The universe is purposeful. So when a body is created, no matter how minute, within it are the seeds of its own dissolution, the seeds of its own destruction. And that is just as true of an organic body, of a man or a woman, as it is of a business, or a civilization, or of a nation, or of a nation of nations. That which is created is intended to be purposeful, and that which is not purposeful is destroyed. As soon as it ceases to be purposeful. And a man can shorten his days and his purposefulness by doing something which is not purposeful. And immediately a decaying process will begin within him, and the seed for that decaying process will arise within him to tear his body apart, perhaps only fragmentarily, like a stomach ulcer or a tumor or cancer or something else like that. Only in a spot. But the time comes. But to go back to my subject, each spiral within him that is multiplying to a point to create a corpuscle of a body. If that corpuscle is in balance and creates a balanced corpuscle, and all of the corpuscles of the body are in balance with each other as they are created, the duration or time element of that body will live through its cycle from beginning to end, in balance. And so it will with the civilization, or with a nation, or a village, or a home, or a business. Throw it out of balance, and the seed of its own destruction gives a life of an opposite kind, of an opposite chemistry that will destroy it. No, there's nothing spontaneous anywhere in nature. It is all planned, and it is all in the seed of desire to express thought forms. Why has so-called matter curved equator and man zero curvature? That is, I never have said anything like that. springs from zero into a universal potential, and he's surrounded, as he springs, he's surrounded by curved equators. But he's divided from all other units of nature by planes of zero curvature.
Do you recall the map, the design in the back of the Greek concept of economy?
Yes.
There is it's a line, and there is zero curvature. Next to it, there is an example such as on the board here, very much that, and that is not.
Now, I know what you mean. Well, it's everything here. This is the sun. That doesn't make a difference whether it's man or not. Anything that is created anywhere, from any point, is surrounded by zero curvature. But nothing in nature is created alone. A wave has harmonics. So a stone in the water, it does not make one wave, can't, because it spreads out into the universe in waves everywhere. Now this wave and this starting of motion anywhere here starts everywhere. And they all meet here. They all meet at a plane of zero curvature. They have to, because the reversal point is right there. It's one side of the cube. Look, that same takes place there, then there. There's planes of zero curvature. And as it extends in this direction, the planes of zero curvature. Extends in this direction, the planes of zero curvature. So that why it is that the universe is full of wave fields that are cubed in extent. But that may be man or sun or a stone thrown in the water. It doesn't make any difference what. The zero curvature as of the plane that divides two actions. The planes of equipotential zero curvature, of equipotential pressure, but not zero curvature, extend equally around in equipotential layers around any object, as the sun does here. This plane is equal all around the sun, equal in potential, but it's a curved equator. That which is equal here and that which is equal here are on an equator which is curved, it goes around the sun. But that which extends from that equipotential divides. And so that's where the wave comes. 90 degrees from it. But an extension of any one point anywhere has got to be met by an extension from its countless millions of reflected points everywhere. And so the universe is filled with planes of zero curvature separating actions and reversing them, and each action is surrounded by a